Hi everybody, I'm Jim, and in this video we'll walk you through the installation process for a DreamLine Unidoor-LS shower door. Today we're installing the 58 to 59 inch version in our brushed nickel finish. Here are some important facts about this model. The Unidoor-LS is a frameless swing shower door. So it consists of a swinging door, which is hinged to the wall, and a fixed stationary glass panel. What sets the LS apart from the rest of the Unidor family is our proprietary L-bar for a more streamlined, unobstructed look. Plus, it includes a stylish, full double-sided handle. The door is reversible, so the door can be positioned on either side, depending on your layout. Let's review a few key points before we unpack the door and start the installation. This model allows for up to 1 inch of adjustment on the inline panel side for out-of-plumb wall conditions using the 2-part adjustable wall profile. Verify that your walls do not require more than 1 inch of out-of-plumb adjustment before proceeding. Your threshold must be level and pitched slightly inward. Some shower enclosures or inserts include a hollow space between the outer surface and the wall, preventing the proper installation of this door. Be sure the surfaces are solid and will be able to support the weight of the door. Irregular or uneven surfaces, rounded or radius bottom corners, or the improper angle of sidewalls can result in serious problems for your installation. If you should run into any of these issues during these steps, please contact our customer support team by phone or live chat for assistance. Please review the following safety reminders before we begin the installation of the Unidoor-LS shower door by DreamLine. Once you decide the door can be successfully installed in the opening, remove and inspect all parts, including the glass, from the box or boxes, and thoroughly examine the manual. Be sure to locate the bottom bracket and hardware bag at one end of the wall profile box so they don't get discarded. Unwrap and visually inspect the glass. Leave the protective corners on until it is necessary to remove them. Do not install damaged glass. Be sure you have all the tools needed for installation. Please note that the glass-to-wall hinges are offset by 5 degrees by design and do not require adjustment. Unidor glass-to-wall hinges require solid wood reinforcement. That is, all 4 hinge screws on each hinge must go into wood backing in the wall. Apply a 1/4 inch bead of clear silicone in the glass profile and attach it to the panel glass, opposite the side with the bottom hole. Tape the profile to the glass to keep it from slipping while the silicone sets up. Keep the profile flush with the top and bottom edges of the glass as the silicone cures, and allow at least 30 minutes for the silicone to set up before handling. A Clear Max sticker indicates a treated glass surface. The treated side must face the inside of the shower. The door glass is coated on one side because it can be turned upside down to reverse the installation. The panel must be flipped around for reversibility, so it is coated on both sides. Decide which wall of the shower the door will be installed on and check that wall for plumb. If the wall is more than a 1/4 inch out of plumb, the installation cannot proceed. Open both hinges and remove the 2 thinner gaskets. The hinges get installed squarely on the door glass with the hinge bolts facing inside the shower, 1 gasket on either side of the glass. As you install the hinges, be sure the glass edge is flush with the inside edge of both hinges and that the hinges are centered in the cutouts. Use the thicker 2mm gaskets on either side of the glass. A bit of stickum between the gasket and the hinge will keep the gaskets from shifting. To prevent glass slippage, cut 1/4 inch squares from the 1mm gaskets and use them to fill any gaps between the hinge body and the glass cutout. Apply a medium strength thread lock, which is not included, to the hinge screws and secure them as tightly as possible using a screw gun and a 4mm hex bit. Use medium to high torque. Don't worry about cracking or breaking the glass when tightening the hinges. Tempered glass can withstand more than 10,000 pounds of pressure applied to the face of the glass. Snap in the decorative caps on the hinge screws. Leave the 5/8 inch shims on the bottom of the door glass and place it in the opening, pressing the hinge plates firmly against the wall. The shims on the top of the glass can now be removed. Level and plumb the door glass and keep it in that position while marking the hinge holes for drilling. Here's a tip to check the height of the door glass. Set the strike vinyl on the threshold next to the handle side of the door glass. They should be exactly the same height. Set the door aside and use a 1/4 inch drill bit to drill on the marks just made up to the stud. Use a 1/8 inch drill bit to pilot the stud. Do not use anchors, molly bolts, or toggle bolts. Cover the hinge plates with tape and use an extension bit holder to avoid scratching the faces of the hinges. Place the door glass back on the threshold and attach the hinges to the wall using the flathead countersunk stainless steel screws. Use low torque and steady pressure to avoid stripping or snapping off the screw heads. If there is resistance, don't force and strip the screw. Instead, drill out the hole again. Open the door and remove the plastic shims. Use a square to set the door at a 90-degree angle from the wall, parallel to the threshold edge, and mark a reference line extending from the glass across the threshold. Be sure the silicone used to attach the glass profile to the panel glass has set up. Press the strike vinyl onto the other side of the panel glass with the fin on the inside of the shower. Install the bottom bracket on the panel glass. Use the 2 thicker gaskets on both sides of the glass. A little stickum between the gaskets and the bracket can keep them from shifting. Be sure the foot faces the inside of the shower. Insert the stationary glass with glass profile into the wall profile. Line the panel glass up with the reference line made earlier. Check that the top of the panel glass is aligned with the top of the door glass. Make sure the panel glass lines up evenly from top to bottom with the strike vinyl on the door glass. Hold it in that position and mark the outside edge of the wall profile. It's more important that there is a tight seal between the door and the vinyl than to have the panel glass perfectly plumb. Carefully remove the panel glass from the opening and remove the wall profile. Then carefully set the panel glass aside. Place the wall profile back on the marks just made. Mark the holes for drilling through the pre-drilled holes in the wall profile, then set it aside. If a stud is present, drill 3 16th inch holes up to the stud and use a 1/8 inch bit to pilot the stud. If no stud is present, use a 5 16th inch bit and wall anchors. Apply silicone to the back of the wall profile and in the screw holes and install the wall profile using the truss head screws and an extension bit holder. Slide the panel glass, profile side first, back into the wall profile and gently close the door. If done correctly, they should form a tight seal from top to bottom. Examine the width of the reveal, the space between the door glass and the stationary panel, from top to bottom. Adjust the panel and glass profile, sliding them carefully within the wall profile to make the reveal even from top to bottom with a roughly 1/8 inch gap. If the reveal between the door and the panel is uneven, as seen here, PVC hinge spacers can be placed behind a hinge plate to adjust the door and the reveal. In this case, where the reveal is wider at the bottom, the screws were removed from the bottom hinge and spacers were placed behind the hinge plate to make the reveal even. Once all adjustments are made, mark the drilling hole for the bottom bracket on the panel glass. Hold the panel in place and drill a 1/8 inch hole for an acrylic threshold or a 3 16th inch hole for tile through the hole in the bottom bracket and screw the bracket to the threshold using the washer and the decorative cover. You will need to remove the bracket and drill a 5 16th inch hole for an anchor if there's no backing beneath the threshold surface. For porcelain enameled steel or cast iron tubs or bases, contact the manufacturer for drilling instructions. Check the alignment and spacing and make any final adjustments. Drill 1/8 inch holes through the pre-drilled holes in the wall profiles, drilling through the top layer of the glass profile. Use the small round head screws to attach the wall profiles to the glass profiles. The screws go through the washer and the cap fits over the outside of the washer. Next, install the L-bar on top of the panel glass. The L-bar is reversible. It can be installed on either side of the shower opening. If the L-bar needs to be reversed, follow the instructions in the manual to flip both the glass holder and the wall bracket. Place the L-bar against the wall on top of the stationary panel, level it, remove the cover, and mark the position of the wall plate on the wall. Remove the wall plate and position it on the marks just made. Be sure to leave room for the cover to be reinstalled. Mark the holes for drilling through the wider, untapped holes. Drill 2 5/16 inch holes and insert wall anchors. Attach the plate to the wall using the 1.5 inch countersunk screws. Reattach the L-bar to the wall plate. The angle of the L-bar can be adjusted slightly to influence the panel glass in or out to better meet the strike vinyl. Just loosen the larger countersunk screws and tighten either of the 2 wall plate adjustment screws to move the L-bar in or out. Attach the decorative cover. Firmly secure the glass bracket to the top of the panel glass using the clear gasket on the outside and the rubber-tipped set screws on the inside of the glass bracket. Install the double-sided handle on the door glass. The handle with the set screws goes on the inside of the shower. Loosen the screws to take the handle apart, then loosen and remove the inner bolt and attach the outside handle to the glass. Attach the inside handle using gaskets on both sides of the glass and tighten all 4 set screws. Check measurements in the manual against the measurements on the door glass for the hinge vinyl seals. Cut and install the 3 hinge vinyl seals on the hinge side of the door. Notch the hinge vinyls as seen here, removing the top portion only, and slide them in behind the hinges and around the bottom sweep. Cut a slice in the soft fin where the hinge plates meet the wall to create a better seal. Install the sweep on the bottom of the door glass with the deflector strip facing the inside of the shower. It should meet the hinge vinyl evenly. From inside the shower, mark the sweep where it meets the strike vinyl. Notch only the inner aspect of the sweep so it fits neatly around the strike vinyl for a tighter seal. Clean the areas to be sealed and use a good quality mildew-resistant silicone on the inside perimeter of the panel glass, down the wall and along the threshold. Allow 24 hours for the silicone to cure before using the shower. Hey, thanks for watching. If you're looking for a professional to install your newly purchased DreamLine shower door, we'd like to encourage you to take advantage of our DreamLine Certified Installer network. Head over to DreamLineShowers.com and click Find an Installer. Search by location to find a list of certified installers closest to you. And for any additional questions, DreamLine Customer Support is happy to help. As always, DreamLine is your source for the ultimate shower door experience.